ginger's rap. You just made this ginger snap. Don't make this ginger snap. Gonna make me overreact. Ever feel a ginger's rap? You just made this ginger snap.
Football! Super Bowl! Baker! Kitchen! Freddie Kitchen!
He doesn't coach for us anymore. It's Kevin Stefanski.
Stefanski! Super Bowl! 2020! Oh my gosh. Look, this is my son Sylas.
This is my dad Ryan.
And we are Ginger. Wow, we are excited about the Cleveland Browns yet again. We just don't learn. We just don't learn. We are. I'm not kidding. Like our smiles, we are excited. And don't tell me there's not going to be any sort of season this year. It's going to be shortened or whatever. All we want is Cleveland Browns football. Give us subpar football. We don't care because we know it's coming. We're not stupid. We're realists. But
we do realize that we're the only franchise in the last decade to not have a winning season. We do realize that the last time we made the playoffs, I was 2 years old. None of that is relevant to this conversation that we're about to have.
Because Super Bowl! Man, we almost made it last year. We almost got to the Super Bowl, remember?
You know, we won
well,
like 10 more games.
We
close.
Well, we had that one good drive at the beginning. Remember that?
Yeah.
At the first game,
the very first drive of the season
against the Titans.
What a
methodical drive. Methodical.
Oh, right down the field.
Beautiful. Everything was clicking. Freddie looked like the savior.
Baker Mayfield looked like he had just took that next step. There were so many people calling for him for MVP, the potential MVP last year.
Still kind of doing it. I mean, we're just unrealistic. We're realistic, but unrealistic when it comes to Browns.
See, I when we're having any conversation, I often pride myself on trying to be very objective. The one thing I'm not objective about at all is the Cleveland Browns.
We're ridiculous, but. I have been a Browns fan for as long as I can remember because my dad cursed me with this. He cheered on the Browns, and I cheered on the Browns, and now I force my sons to cheer on the Browns, and it will always be like this. We'll always have this disease.
My children will be Browns fans,
yes.
whether they like it or not.
My grandkids will be getting so many jerseys from their grandfather. You don't even know. I don't think you even know. But, we didn't miss a single game this season.
Not one.
We went to one. Which one was it that we went to?
We played the...
Wow, I'm drawing a... Ravens?
Yes.
Okay, we went.
Yes, because Lamar Jackson just
did his thing.
Oh, it's so painful.
And then I was like, Super Bowl! But I was talking about the Ravens at that point. And, they were Super Bowl bound. They were Super Bowl caliber, at least.
We did beat the Ravens once this year. They lost 2 games, and we were one of them. So
yeah, man.
It's enough for me.
We ordered Sunday ticket. We wanted to make sure that we caught every game. We would race home after church. Our tradition is that we run through Lee's Chicken. We get Lee's Chicken. Shout out to Scott and Kim and Lee's Chicken holding it down.
They're not paying us for this.
But Scott, what's up? But we get our Lee's Chicken. We'd come back and bam, we would turn. Oh man, we were so excited
every week.
Well, it wasn't just on Sunday. It was.
Oh, we text about it all week. We'd send pictures to get. Oh,
dude.
It's just a great life until the game starts.
Until they play. Well, maybe their first drive usually turns out to be somewhat decent because they've got it scripted and it looks like they're supposed to be on the field. Yeah. And then when they get on the defensive side of the ball, it looks like they shouldn't be on the field and that they're kind of a high school caliber team. Oh, but man, do we love it.
Yeah, every week we make predictions about how far into the game until we're all in a deep state of depression.
Oh, man.
Last year we had made Cherry Crisp,
oh,
right? For the first game of the season.
Talk about it.
And we were planning on having this at halftime. And I gotta be honest, I didn't enjoy a single bite of that.
No, Cherry Crisp is one of his favorite desserts of all time, and he didn't like it. And I'm be honest with you, it didn't taste right.
We were getting
but maybe it's because I
smoked
made
in the
it.
first game of the season, halftime, just getting smoked.
But we didn't understand how that could be because at the beginning of the season, in off-season, people were talking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We heard it. We heard the talks. We heard division champions.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, that was like
There was no doubt in
if
my
we
mind that
only
we
got that,
underachieved.
we underachieved. So we had all the hope and but we never mentioned ourselves Super Bowl. That's probably not true. We probably did, but
we had a quarterback who had just come off breaking the rookie record for touchdown passes. Baker Mayfield threw 27 touchdowns in his rookie year.
Yes, he did.
He didn't play the first 3 games of the season because of no clue. Hugh Jackson.
I brought him up. He brought him up, which I would like to have him back and throw Kitchens out at the time. When he started going down the crapper, I'm like, maybe he wasn't the problem. You know?
He was a problem.
Yes, he was the problem, quite honestly. But I felt like we had something there.
Oh.
I still kind of feel like what happened. Like, I still don't know what happened. And I can't believe it was all on Freddie Kitchens. The guy, though he was promoted twice in 8 months, he went from just a piddly little positional coach to head coach in 8 months because he was a football guy.
Yeah.
And Baker liked him. You know?
If it had not been for Jameis Winston last year, Baker Mayfield would have led this league. Jameis Winston, who threw 30 interceptions.
30-30, man. 30-30, man.
That is impressive.
Oh, man. And is he jobless right now?
Yes, he is.
Jameis is jobless because of it. Baker isn't. Baker very much has a job, and he's looking to bounce back. Don't forget, we had Chubb, too.
And Hunt, we got Kareem Hunt in the offseason.
Oh, come on, man. It was all...
We traded for Odell Beckham. We gave up our right guard to get a defensive end named Olivier Vernon.
Yeah, you ever heard of him?
Oh.
Yeah, we haven't either.
Oh,
Yeah, he still hasn't showed up. We're waiting on that.
He was terrible. And then Myles Garrett.
Myles
The
Garrett.
incident.
The incident.
When the season was going so bad for so long, we had finally had hope. It was near the end of the season. We were still kind of in the playoff race if we win some of these games.
Short of hope.
We're playing the Steelers on a Thursday night. I believe.
I think it was.
We were here. We were so happy. The Browns we're destroying Mason Rudolph all game until Myles Garrett decided to literally destroy him. He rips Mason Rudolph's helmet off and beats the man with his
with this old helmet. That will never get old to me, and I will never be mad about it. I don't care. I really don't care. Because the reality is, Mason wanted to do the same thing to Myles, but he was physically incapable. He could not get off the ground, and Myles helped him off the ground, which was pretty amazing. He just, hey, let me help you. And then he chased him. He had 2 other Steelers players on him. The dude snapped like I feel like anybody else. He took a swing and pow! Right on the man's dome.
We couldn't believe it.
We stood up out of our chairs, got as close to our huge TV as we possibly could, and waited for that to be replayed. We could not believe what we saw. We were so happy. Were we happy?
Yeah. Well, part of me was like, I mean, Myles is probably gone. Like,
I know
like
that
for the
part.
season.
We were like, we were tunnel vision. Like, yeah, that dude deserved it. Yeah, what's up? He was trying to do it to him. He was trying to, But then we were like, reality set in. We were like, oh crap, he's going to be suspended.
Yeah.
And we were like, somebody asked me, how many games do you think he should be suspended for? I said, I mean, realistically, it's probably going to be like 4 games. Oh, hex to the no.
That was the whole season.
Yeah.
I think that was
And some were
6 games left.
Yes.
Yeah, 6 games.
And there were some people that were vying for him to be suspended for at least the first game of this season. I mean,
that was unbelievable.
Yeah, so I mean that was a dark time. Just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, Myles goes and does something incredible, and
it
just
kind of showed how bad Freddie Kitchens was. He had zero control. Zero. And then Myles Garrett came out and did the one thing he could do to try to save his career and claim that Mason Rudolph used some racial slurs in his. And as the objective Browns fan I claim to be, He did it. There's no
Yeah,
show.
that freaking dude is racist, bro. Mason is so racist. Man. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it, Myles. You listening? You're probably listening to this.
You're one of my favorite players,
Yeah.
but come on, man.
Look, bro. Come on. You can't go there. You went there. And you thought it was gonna do a little something, and all it did was make you look stupid. And you're a smart dude. You're a big dude. I wouldn't tell you you're stupid. By the way, you're a large man. But let's talk about this season, man. Let's talk about what happened in the off season. We're still in the off season. They could still sign some people, but let's talk about who they've actually signed.
First off, Austin Hooper was our first signing. Austin Hooper, tight end for the Atlanta Falcons last year. We made him the highest paid tight end in NFL history. Did he deserve that kind of money? No, he did not.
Come on.
Is he a good player? Yes, he was. I think he had, 900?
Almost 1,000? Maybe 7 or 8 touchdowns or something in that
something
realm?
like that. So he was like a good player. He was with a pretty good quarterback last year. I don't know. That team wasn't very good, but he's coming to a winning organization, an organization that wants to win.
No, we always want to win. We do. It's not that we don't want to win. We just don't know how to win. We try. God bless him. We try.
The second son.
Yeah, hit us.
The dude we wanted most in free agency, I think. I mean, maybe Tom Brady, but other than that, we signed a right tackle, Jack Conklin.
Oh, man, dude.
We signed him for a 2-year deal, I believe, because I think he's waiting to sign a bigger contract in a couple years when he hits a certain age and the salary cap goes up. But we signed him to a fat contract, and
that dude deserves every bit of that, though.
He's been a Pro Bowler, pretty reliable.
So that shores up the right side.
Yes.
I saw that Baker had 5th worst in the league for time in the pocket or from snap. He had 2.3 seconds to get the ball out.
That's not much time.
That isn't much time. I can't even. I mean, that's like the brain can't process. Like that's a lot to ask of Baker. So we threw it all on Baker, as that's how stupid Browns fans tend to do. And when the reality is our left tackle.
Oh, Greg Robinson was his. I'd like to call him out. Greg Robinson.
Yeah, are you listening? Are you watching this, Greg? Gregory?
He actually.
You suck.
You actually know part of the reason that we didn't re-sign him was he got caught passing the border with some 100 pounds of marijuana.
Marijuana. This dude was about to have a good time with a lot of people.
Oh, we thought he was going to save us.
But the truth is, he knew his job security was bad with Cleveland. He was like, what do I do for income? Oh, I know. I'll sell weed. And, I mean, give it up. It was all medicinal, I'm sure, and it was all to help the old people that have arthritis. And it was therapeutic for the old people. So
right. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a tremendous man. Terrible football player, but a heck of a nice guy. I mean, I don't want to ever see him again. And he was, let's get him out of Cleveland. We did. We got him out of Cleveland. We got Case Keenum too.
Yes. Good backup.
Solid backup in Stefanski.
Made the NFC Championship a couple years with Stefanski.
Stefanski knows this dude. So when Baker gets hurt, and he'll get hurt.
Yes, he will.
We've got Keenum or benched. We've got Keenum to back him up, and I do not hate that. We brought in a fullback that Stefanski knows well.
And the name was Andy Janovich.
Jenna, not gonna start probably. I
would like to point out that the last time the Browns traded for a fullback from the Denver Broncos, which is what we did for this Andy talk
about. I know what's coming.
Was a man named Peyton Hillis. Who graced the cover of Madden 12, I believe.
I
couldn't be wrong about that, but
wonder.
Oh my gosh, what a season!
We were the next Jim Brown, Caucasian Jim Brown. I called him. I call him that all the time.
That was. I would like to take us back to that time period.
Take us on back, man.
My father was a youth pastor, and so on Sundays he would have to. He would work during the Browns games
at kids programs and whatnot.
So me and my younger brother, we would sit in Dad's office and we would pull up ESPN. We couldn't watch the games. We would track them. If you ever track the game, it's like you have a little green field, and then like when something good happens, you see everyone, the line shoot forward, and we would just get so excited.
It was like an old school game of Pong. Remember that? Like the 8-bit graphics or 4-bit graphics. But man, they would update me. Like they would run into the sanctuary or into the gym and be like, Dad, we're on the 20-yard line. Dad, we're in the red zone. Dad, it's 4th down and we fumbled the ball. Dad, we threw an interception. Dad, we lost! They came into the gym, into the sanctuary, and told me that so many times. I know. Let me guess, they lost. No? Yeah, they lost.
I remember particularly we played Jacksonville. I don't remember what year it was. We were playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was probably 2010 or something. And we were really close in that game. We had a chance to win. And I remember trying to convince you to let us go, like, let's go home and try to catch the end of this game because
I don't remember this.
it was just
How old are you, you think?
10 or 11. I don't know. I just remember that we were close
in
in one game. We were close.
It's like Rain Man over here. You don't know who that is, but
Make it rain.
Yeah. Shut up. All right, so who else did we get? The Claiborne guy. Adrian Claiborne guy, wasn't he from the Dallas Cowboys?
Falcons.
Falcons.
His great game was against the Cowboys when he sacked a young Dak Prescott.
So he played for okay. So
5 times in a game? Six.
He had 6 sacks in one game.
Holy cow!
And I don't know how many he had that whole year. 9 or 8.
Not very many.
It was like all amassed in one game, but it was enough for us to bring him in and consider him a solid backup for sure, or a rotational kind of player.
And then our last signing was Carl Joseph, who's I think we had a few more, but they're not really worth mentioning.
Sendejo or
Carl
Sendejo.
Joseph
Who the freak is that?
Carl Joseph was from the Raiders. I believe he was a first-round pick a few years ago, and they thought he was going to be really good.
Hard hitter.
Okay.
Hard hitter.
Okay.
Yep. But I like hard hitters, but I like people that can tackle too. We need people that can tackle. How many times did we see people sprint down the field and we missed tackle after tackle after tackle? And Joe Schobert was in on every play trying to chase that. Sheldon Richardson would be on plays way down the field. It was like because these missed tackles were happening everywhere. We just need people that can tackle.
And we got to let the people know how we felt after every single game. What was our... We have traditions leading up to the game, but it almost became a tradition after the game when we have all entered this place of, you're all angry.
It's so dark.
You want to cry.
So dark.
You're like, I'm a man, I can't cry.
Nah, yeah.
And then you go to your room and you cry for a bit.
We're Browns fans. We can cry. It's part of us. It's in us. It's in our DNA.
So every week we would decide, let's all write down 3 teams that we would be willing to
we would do it on our phones.
Yeah.
We would write it in our or text it in our phones, and we would be like, on the count of 3, we hit send. There was like 4 of us, and how we did it was
teams.
We picked 3 teams, and we said if all 4 of us have at least one team, the same team on all 4 of our phones, that's the team that we would leave the Browns for. We would divorce the Browns and then
become diehard fans of that team.
Yeah.
And it worked I bought a Cam Newton jersey.
You brought a prop, but it's true.
Get that out of here.
This guy hasn't signed either yet, is he?
No, he's not.
All right, well, we can maybe a third string for the Browns, which would end up starting probably game or third weekend.
Yeah.
We'll go through two quarterbacks.
Fine with that.
Injuries have been an issue with us for sure. We got Njoku, probably, in tip-top shape. This guy has like a 40-inch vertical, can flat out fly. We don't know if we're going to use him as trade bait in the draft. We don't know. But that brings us up to the draft, man.
It's I don't know when you'll be seeing this in a couple days, but right now it's about 2 weeks away. A week.
It's not this. Yeah, it's not this Thursday. A week from this Thursday.
Okay.
It's like the 23rd or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that. But we've got the 10th pick and maybe the 41st pick or something. Okay. But the 10th pick is pretty sexy. That's a pretty desirable place to be. And more so, this is a heavy offensive line draft.
Yes.
There is
we really need
talent.
that left tackle. When we were talking about Greg Robinson, we need that left tackle. So there's 4 potential options, I think, at this left tackle that I've heard. And it's like there's a dude. I'm drawing a blank on his first name, but Wirfs.
Yep. They're just Wirfs
and Derek Wills Jr. I think, Mekhi Becton, and then Andrew Thomas.
Wirfs, Wills, Becton.
And Thomas.
Yeah, all 4 studs.
Studs.
And so, if we can get either one of them in the first round, we'll be happy. And it doesn't really even matter. I guess there's one that we really feel like is more sexy because he's the one that's more familiar, more comfortable on the left tackle.
Okay.
And that's the Thomas guy because they were talking about him filling in Joe Thomas in his shoes or whatever. But this guy would have a lot being asked of this guy, man. But regardless, that's what we need to shore up more than anything. Is the left tackle position. But I'll tell you something, if there was some chance to get the linebacker from Clemson who can play at any spot, I was watching him on some highlights. This
Simmons?
guy, Simmons, Isaiah Simmons, yes sir. This guy is fast. He can hit. He's a sure tackler. Guy can play any position. He can play safety.
4.3?
Yeah, man. 4.39 maybe or something.
That's nasty.
Yeah, the guy's a stud.
We got rid of both of our starting linebackers from last year,
Right,
Christian
Schobert
Kirksey
and
and Joe Schobert. So, I mean, maybe we do that. But what is the way that the Browns win draft night? If the Bengals lose draft night.
Yeah, baby.
The Bengals have the first overall pick.
Oh, butcher that
Oh,
Bengals. Butcher
gosh.
it like you know you can.
Oh.
Like you do the seasons. Like foul up that bad. Like trade down. Like miss on a quarterback. Like you think like, oh, you know something we don't.
Yeah.
And you hit a quarterback and you're like, we screwed up. We need Carson Palmer back. We need Andy Dalton. He now looks way sexier.
Yeah. Well, so Joe Burrow is what everyone is expecting to be the first
man.
pick. The Bengals, if they mess this up, a dude who was born in Ohio, just an hour away from where their stadium is. We're talking about a guy who's Ohio born and raised, would be just won the national championship, almost played a flawless season, broke records. This is the most slam dunk obvious first pick.
Absolutely.
I pray the Bengals don't make it.
Oh man! Oh please! We're gonna be praying a lot of prayer that the Bengals do what the Bengals do. Now that's all coming from a friggin' Browns fan that we butcher everything. Seemingly we've hit on some guys though.
Johnny Manziel.
Or should we say, yeah, we? Man, that was a terrible one. I remember that. That was all bad.
We traded up for him. He said, "Let's wreck this league
Let's
together." He
wreck-
sent us a text.
Freaking wrecked our lives, bro.
Do you remember how excited we were though when they announced the Browns got this text from Johnny Football that says, "Let's wreck this league
I was
together."
almost excited as the day we got Trent Richardson. I just knew he was the next Jim Brown.
We were gonna go streaking.
I think we even said we were going to streak, and because we were that excited, and the guy, I remember he ran over one dude, knocked his helmet off, and I was like,
very first play of his career, ran over an Eagles guy, knocked the guy's helmet 10 yards.
10 yards, and the guy's head was in it, still in it, rolling, and we were like, oh man, we finally
Or were we like,
Super Bowl! we were, and then the next play happened, and then the next play after that, and then we came back down to reality. So, anyway, man, we're excited about the Browns this year. The draft's coming up. Off season, we're still ain't done. We don't know what we're gonna do with Higgins. We don't know what we're gonna do with Njoku.
talks of Odell being traded?
Yeah,
I got my Odell jersey here. I hope we don't trade him.
don't.
I hope not.
Don't do that. Otherwise, that thing's gonna be on Craigslist for like $5.99.
I'll sell it to you.
Yeah, he will. This is an ad.
You give us a subscription, we'll give you a jersey.
Subscribe, by the way, man. We're not going to always be talking about Browns, but, man, we love the Browns, and it's who we are. We love it. We love it. This will be one of many segments on the Browns, so I can assure you that.
Yes, sir. And next year, when we're making our NFL picks, when we both pick Browns to be in the Super Bowl, and potentially one of us pick them to win,
Man.
we'll be talking about the Browns again.
And then, don't forget, and then we're going to be talking about the Browns' new head coach, which won't be Stefanski.
And New Jersey's coming out Wednesday.
Oh yeah, we've got some unveiling to do. Maybe they go back old school. I heard somebody say that uniforms don't really matter. Let's just win games. But the reality is, football is still entertainment. Entertainment that we happen to love. It's a part of who we are. We enjoy doing it together as a family with friends. And we're excited about even the little stuff. And right now, during quarantine, give us new jerseys. I don't even care if it's the slightest modification. It does not matter. So this is it for us for this time, for this segment. Man, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe,
Yes, please.
comment. Let us know what your thoughts are on the Browns.
Are you a fan of
picks.
the Browns? Do you hate the Browns?
What you think about the draft and what your team's going to do? We want to hear all that. Comment. Let us know. We good?
My ginger.
Yeah.